whites denounced your behavior as unpatriotic. What about the reaction from the black community?
Well, let me put it to you like this. In regards to the white population, you know, I mean, when you look at the O.J. Simpson case, white people say it was wrong that he got off. You look at the other case, blacks say that he got off rightfully so. See, there's always that divide and different of opinions. Quite naturally, black people would support us because they've been going through the tyranny that we've been talking about, the tyranny that made us go to the podium and make a statement. White folks said to me at that particular time, and I'm sure to Mr. Smith, you guys have to be patient. You have to wait. Your day is coming. Your day is coming. And I try and reiterate to them that my father told me, they told him back when he went in the First World War, your day is coming. Well, the day is here.
How did it affect your private life, family, and such things?
Well, it actually made me stronger, because all the tolerances before made me stronger to deal with the realities after what happened in Mexico City and once we got back home. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So I hoped that things would be better, but I knew with the strength, because of my non-secular background, that I had to make it. And being had to do something, you need something bigger than you so you can work on a platform of life and not of death.
Did it affect your possibilities to get jobs?
Well, it affected everyone's possibility to earn a living. You know, anytime you do anything that America feels that you crossed the line, they're going to make it very difficult for you to live. But there's a power greater than your government or my government, and that's the power of God. If he feels that you're one of his soldiers, he's going to protect you regardless. And as Mr. Smith said, we go with faith.
Mm-hmm. Has the attitude towards what happened in Mexico City been changing during these 40 years? Do you get more support nowadays?
Support comes through education, through understanding, and through human fellowship, therefore human rights. I can't say it has not, because there are so many people who have been ostracized, politicized, and actually executed because the fight for equity was very necessary. So things have gotten better because of sacrifices. It could go hopefully it couldn't have gone any other way.
But they have erected statues of both of you at the university campus. You have got different kinds of rewards.
Well, that's an honor. That's an honor for all young people to, the statue is great in the essence that most statues you see, if not all statues you see, of an individual that has lived his life. He's gone to 60, 70 years old, and then they erect a statue of him. You see very few, if none, other than Mr. Smith and I, statue where you see young individuals making a difference in society at a very, very early age. I think that's the significance of the statue for all students to realize that you can make change in society at a very early age if you stay focused and research the situation.
How is the situation for blacks in general and blacks in athletics in particular now compared to 1968?
More chances. There are more chances for young blacks to do because of the strife that a lot of us went through, just so those parallels could be there. The thing that's mindfully necessary and will continue to be necessary is the educational process. So once you become a world-class athlete or great in your profession, you are able to kind of educationally know where you're going. So therefore, once you get on that path of success, you'll know how to govern yourself, especially financially, so you can move on down the line. So because of the progress of the older generation, Carlos and Smith and others, the newer generation have better stride. We just hope they don't miss stride.
What does it mean to Afro-Americans that you this year have a black presidential candidate?
Well, that's a gift. That's a gift from God, to think that you would, in your life and time, to have a black man to run for the presidency of the United States and actually have a very, very good chance to win. I don't see any color in terms of saying Mr. Obama being a black individual. I think his philosophy is the same as Robert Kennedy. I didn't look at Robert Kennedy as a white man. I looked at him as a good man, and that's the same way I look at Mr. Obama.
In 1968, there were plans to have a black boycott of the Olympics. In April this year, I think, you, John, were a torchbearer for an alternative torch relay focusing on the human rights situation in China. Should the Olympic Games have been boycotted?
No, you know, I don't believe that boycotts are a good thing. Based on the fact that we attempted to pull a boycott off in '68, they boycotted, the United States boycotted the Russian Olympics. I found that over the years, the individuals that scorned and hurt and splintered by boycotts are the athletes themselves. However, I felt that the various nations, the leaders of those nations, should have the morality of their athletes in their hands to make a statement. Well, there's a possibility that we might not go to the opening ceremony to show our disdain and to show that our athletes are not satisfied about the human rights issues.
Tommie, you are going to Beijing. What do you think of the human rights situation in China?
What am I supposed to think? I ask the people, you know. You go to a one-party government, you expect of that party to rule. And that human rights initiative that's so long been talked about now is going to be brought there by the world. And I think the world is going to be viewing this as a human rights games. Yes, Tommie Smith is going. I'm going there, and I want to see more than just one side of the games. I want to see other athletic events, not just track and field. I never had a chance to go 200 games except 84 games where I would live. But this, to me, is a great honor for me to go there. And I'm going there with Puma intentions.
Do you think there will be any manifestation on the podium like in 1968?
Okay, now, you watch yourself. What Smith and Carlos did, I know it was ahead of the time because of the thought process and the need to justify the reasoning for doing what we did. Civilly, you go to Beijing, we're not talking about civility, we're talking about humility in terms of human rights. I would say this, and I would say with a lot of instinctual commentary, and that is the athletes, all the athletes, are going there to compete. And number one, on their mind should be competition, period. If they decide that the need for them to ascertain, then they must know the where, the when, the why, the who, the what, all of these W's. And then they must know who's standing with them, not behind them, because you might look back and nobody is there. So the injustice is already through the genocidal process of certain countries. That's a human issue. So yes, it's going to be there.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hope you'll have a good stay in Sweden. Thank you. Välkommen nu, bland annat Pernilla Wiberg. Vad tycker du om den demonstration som de här två männen genomförde 1968?
Ja, det är imponerande för första att träffa dem här. Jag var ju inte född då, men det här är en historisk händelse som har följt med under många år. Så att, det man kan se, som jag inte visste, det är att det här är två riktigt välutbildade personer. Och de visste vad de gjorde. De hade riktigt mycket kött på benen när de gjorde den här demonstrationen.
Men vi ska säga att du är nu ledamot i internationella olympiska kommitté. Samma kommitté som förbjöd dem att göra det här. Det var ju emot IOKs regler. Så vad säger du? Tar du avstånd från eller försvarar du deras aktion?
Nej, man kan säga att det finns ju en regelbok, IOKs charter som det heter. Och den regeln då, som säger att man inte får göra sådana här politiska statements fanns redan då. Men den kanske inte var så efterlevd. Men nu har den ju, på grund av dem, har den kommit upp mer och mer. Så att speciellt nu inför Peking så har den varit väldigt diskuterad.
Jesper Bengtsson är ordförande i den svenska avdelningen av Reportrar utan gränser. Hur ser du på deras demonstration?
Nej, det visar väldigt tydligt att ibland så känner atleter och idrottsmän att de behöver göra en politisk manifestation. Att de behöver använda sin roll som atleter även för att uttrycka sig politiskt. Och tyvärr så tillåts de inte göra det i anslutning till sitt tävlande inom OS. Och det tycker jag är synd. Jag tycker deras case här visar att det är en regel som inte fungerar. Pernilla, du menar snarare att den liksom, deras agerande då för 40 år sedan har gjort att regeln idag efterlevs, vilket ju jag säger att de gjorde fel faktiskt.
Vi har också med oss Frida Johansson, Mets ordförande i Liberala ungdomsförbundet. Var det försvarligt att göra som de gjorde?
Det var fantastiskt. Det var fantastiskt, och det är ett exempel inte bara på hur idrotten kan bära goda värden, utan det är också ett exempel på individer som tar ett ansvar. inte bara att protestera mot det som hände då och skapa en debatt i USA, utan faktiskt att ha en synpunkt på hur internationella olympiska kommittén hanterade frågan.
Vad tycker du om att det fortfarande är förbjudet att göra så här?
Jag kan förstå att man vill undvika stora, som vi har även människor i Sverige, som sagt jippon under idrottsarrangemang. Men det här var ju faktiskt en civil olydnad också mot IOK. Det var inte alls bara mot diskussionen om rasism.
Låt oss säga att någon skulle på prispallen vilja protestera mot förtrycket i Tibet. Tycker du att de borde få göra det?
Det tycker jag absolut. Men jag vill också säga att när det gäller bojkott och diskussion om OS i Kina...
Vi tar det lite grann senare. Ja. Jag vill först höra, vad säger du då, Pernilla? Hur försvarar du att man inte skulle få protestera på prispallen?
Jag tycker inte man borde göra det så offentligt som det blir då på prispallen. Utan man
Men det är först då det får effekt?
Ja, det behöver ju inte. Man kan ju göra det på ett annat sätt, tror jag också, utanför de olympiska arenorna. Och jag menar, det som är problemet är ju att om man har en